Hi, it's Kathy again, and we're using Stephen D. Farmer's deck. The card that I pulled is called Spider. Trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. So, if you're feeling a creative spark, definitely do something about it, create something. Whether it be a story, a poem, or a painting, or whatever. Okay, so restoration. We're up to Noah's family. God had predestined absolutely the fulfillment of the purpose of creation, and his will remained unchangeable. Hence, upon the foundation of the loyal heart which Abel demonstrated toward heaven, God chose Seth in his place. From among Seth's descendants, God chose Noah's family to substitute for Adam's family and commenced a new chapter in his providence. Noah's family was responsible to fulfill the indemnity condition to restore the foundation of faith, and then the indemnity condition to restore the foundation of substance. They were to restore through indemnity the foundation for the Messiah, which Adam's family had failed to lay. The foundation of faith. In the providence of restoration through Noah's family, Noah was the central figure to restore the foundation of faith. God called Noah 10 generations or 1600 biblical years after Adam for the purpose of fulfilling the will which he had intended to realize through Adam. Noah was the second ancestor of humanity. Noah was called when the earth was filled with violence. Enduring all kinds of derision and mockery, he worked for 120 years on a mountain to build the ark in absolute obedience to God's instructions. Upon this condition of faith, God could bring on the flood judgment centered on Noah's family. He was called by God upon the foundation of Abel's loyalty and faithful heart in making an acceptable symbolic offering. In regard to his lineage, Noah was a descendant of Seth, who had been chosen to replace Abel. Furthermore, Noah was a righteous man in the sight of God. For these reasons, he was qualified to make the symbolic offering to God by building the ark. The object for the condition by which Noah was to restore the foundation of faith was the ark. Before Noah could stand in place of Adam as the second human ancestor, he first had to make an indemnity condition for the restoration of the cosmos, which had been lost to Satan due to Adam's fall. Hence, the object for this condition which Noah had to offer in an acceptable manner should symbolize the new cosmos. He offered the ark as this object. After the ark was completed, God judged the world with the flood for 40 days. What was the purpose of the flood? God brought about the flood judgment, eliminating sinful humanity in order to raise up a family who would relate only with him. The foundation of substance. Noah successfully restored through indemnity the foundation of faith by fulfilling the dispensation of the ark and thereby making a symbolic offering acceptable to God. Upon this foundation, Noah's sons Shem and Ham were then to have stood in the position of Cain and Abel, respectively. Had they then succeeded in the substantial offering by fulfilling the indemnity condition to remove the fallen nature, they would have laid the foundation of substance. Ham, Noah's second son, was supposed to become the central figure of the substantial offering, just as Abel was the central figure of his family's substantial offering. In the case of Noah's family, it was Noah, not Ham, who made the symbolic offering. Therefore, for Ham to stand in the position of Abel as one who has succeeded in making the symbolic offering, he had to become inseparably one in heart with his father Noah. The Bible reports that when Ham saw his father lying naked in his tent, he felt ashamed of Noah and took offense. Ham stirred up the same feelings in his brothers Shem and Japheth. Swayed by Ham to feel ashamed of their father's nakedness and turning their faces so as not to behold the sight, they walked backwards and covered their father's body with a garment. This act constituted a sin, so much so that Noah rebuked Ham cursing his son to be a slave to his brothers. Adam and Eve, after they felt ashamed of their nakedness. They covered their lower parts with fig leaves and hid among the trees of the garden, fearing that God would see them. When Ham felt ashamed of his father's nakedness and acted to cover it up, he made a condition for Satan to enter. Hence, his feeling and act constituted a sin. Consequently, Ham could not restore through indemnity the position of Abel from which to make the substantial offering. Since he could not establish foundation of substance, the providence of restoration in Noah's family ended in failure. After all Noah went through, it ended in failure. And this is God's predicament. He just keeps going forward. He keeps working to make conditions to send the Messiah, and he to prepare a lineage to send the Messiah, and he can't just send him without any condition for him to come. Anyway, I'm trying to explain things. I'm trying to be knowledgeable, but I'm studying and I'm still learning. I have a lot to learn. Anyway, I wish I could be better for you guys. Take care and thank you for listening.